has ignition, and we have liftoff.
Today is a historic moment for NASA, the Voyager team, and in fact, humankind.
The most distant human-made object, NASA's Voyager 1 spacecraft, is in interstellar space, the space between the stars.
Voyager has and continues, and I expect will continue to do so, has a remarkable capacity to surprise.
The spacecraft is now the first human-made object to have left the vicinity of our Sun and entered a completely new region of space.
Embarking on a journey to the boundaries of our solar system, the Voyager spacecraft had an extremely rare chance to visit all of the outer planets except Pluto. Previous studies have been conducted from Earth, but the Voyager spacecraft provided a closer look into the functions of these planets that allowed a variety of shocking information to be uncovered. Although both Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 encountered various difficulties before and after their launch, their explorations led to revolutionary discoveries in the outer solar system and interstellar space. The twin spacecrafts were to take different flight paths, with both having Jupiter and Saturn flybys, and Voyager 2 having encounters with Uranus and Neptune. This was possible because of a rare alignment of the outer planets that only occurs once every 175 years. The unique layout of these planets allowed both Voyager crafts to swing from one planet to the next using the gravitational force of each planet, which excluded the need for large onboard propulsion systems. In addition, Voyager was to take spectacular and never-before-seen images of each planet along with their moons. After the planetary encounters, Voyager 1 would reach a region known as interstellar space, which refers to the area between stars. The data gathered there would be the first ever data received from this distant region of space. The images taken along with the data collected would then be sent back to Earth for careful analysis, which would show the variety of revolutionary discoveries Voyager made on its one-of-a-kind journey to interstellar space. After the many years of planning and construction, the Voyagers were finally prepped for their launch, but not everything went according to plan. August 20th, 1977 was a day that almost ended the Voyager mission. As Voyager 2 sat on the launch pad at Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, disaster struck. There were continuous issues occurring in the complex computer system along with a radio receiver failure. Engineers were quickly able to fix the issues, and Voyager 2 was cleared for launch. Voyager 2 was able to be launched on time, along with Voyager 1 being launched 16 days later on September 1st. After approximately 2 years of flight and about 365 million miles, the Voyagers approached the gas giant Jupiter. Images were immediately taken as both crafts hurtled toward the planet, and these new images would exceed the best ever taken from Earth. One of the most shocking findings was the discovery of a thin ring system, with the 4,000-mile-wide main ring being found to be an incredible 80,000 miles from the planet's center. The rings surrounding Jupiter can oftentimes be difficult to see, because the particles within them are so thinly distributed. Some findings did not even concern the planet itself. For example, active volcanoes were discovered on Jupiter's moon Io, and this was the first time active volcanoes had been found anywhere else in the solar system besides Earth.
Before the Voyager spacecraft, these moons really were more or less just points of light in the sky. And it's the Voyager spacecraft that turned them into real worlds.
The Voyagers had discovered many great things about Jupiter, but their journeys had only just begun. 401 million miles past Jupiter lay another gas giant referred to as Saturn. Voyager was able to uncover a variety of new information that was completely unexpected. For example, it was found that the atmosphere of Saturn is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium, which causes the planet to be less dense than water. Extreme weather patterns were also uncovered, with wind speeds being measured at about 1,100 miles per hour. One of the more revolutionary discoveries was based around Saturn's iconic ring system. Before Voyager, researchers were struggling to figure out what caused the rings to appear to be in different sections. It was found that each ring was composed of different density waves, which describes the actions of one large object and a cluster of other objects moving faster than the other smaller bodies. The waves in each ring system were formed by the gravitational forces of Saturn's major satellites, which explains why there are various ring structures surrounding the planet. In addition, information about Saturn's moons were uncovered, such as the presence of an atmosphere on the largest moon, Titan. Voyager 1 would now head towards interstellar space, while Voyager 2 headed towards the ice giants Uranus and Neptune.
Uranus and Neptune are Voyager 2's claim to fame, having gone on to those planets, getting close up to the moons, discovering several new moons. And Voyager 2 revealed a lot of very interesting science there. Any further meter that we get away from the sun is a new milestone.
After another 900 million miles of flight, Voyager 2 reached a place not visible from Earth with the naked eye, a place that was not in human reach until the Voyager mission. This distant world is referred to as Uranus. Once Voyager 2 was about 6 million miles away from Uranus, photos were immediately taken. Once the images were seen, there was great surprise on how extremely dull the planet looked, with the planet really only being one very dull blue color. As Voyager approached the ice giant, it was found that Uranus's magnetic field was offset to one side by about 1/3, which is something that had never been seen before and was a great shock to the Voyager team. As Voyager 2 looked back on Uranus, two extremely shocking discoveries were made. As photos of the Uranian moon Miranda came in, an extremely rugged geology was revealed. It was found to consist of enormous craters and trenches, with mountain ranges and cliffs ranging from 5 to 10 kilometers off the moon's surface. The extreme geology is oftentimes compared to a 3D jigsaw puzzle that has been taken apart and put back together because it is more complex than anything seen before. In addition, 2 new rings were uncovered on top of the original 9 discovered by the Hubble Space Telescope. The planetary encounters were almost over, but there was still one stop left: Neptune. Similar to Voyager's approach to Uranus, photos of Neptune were taken even when the spacecraft was 60 million miles away. According to NASA, the appearance of Neptune could not have been compared to that of Jupiter or Saturn, but was definitely more dramatic than Uranus. Neptune was found to be different shades of blue, with a great dark spot similar to Jupiter's great red spot. Many weather patterns were also uncovered, with Voyager recording wind speeds of up to 1,300 miles per hour and temperatures of about -472 degrees Fahrenheit. Once Voyager was within 3,000 miles of Neptune's cloud tops, a total of 5 faint rings were uncovered, although they were very faint and clumpy. Voyager was now done with its planetary encounters, but Voyager 1 was beginning to approach a place where no man-made object had gone before: interstellar space, which refers to the area between star systems. In 2004, Voyager began its approach to this unexplored region of space. By this point, Voyager 1 had traveled further than any other human-made object, with its total distance from Earth at about 12.5 billion miles. The craft had traveled so far that it was able to take a photo that acted as a portrait of our solar system. Soon after that photo was taken, Voyager reached an area referred to as the termination shock, and it was found that in this area, solar winds from our sun began to collide with stronger interstellar winds, which forms a bubble around the solar system. 10 years later, Voyager 1 passed through a region known as the heliosheath, an area in which interstellar winds began to slow. Once Voyager exited this region in 2014, it was confirmed that we had made it to interstellar space. Voyager was officially traveling outside of our solar system. Both Voyager crafts were fortunate to have the ability to send data back to Earth once they reached interstellar space, considering all power was almost lost. To ensure the survival of these two revolutionary crafts, drastic decisions concerning the instruments aboard had to be made. The aging of both crafts started to show in 2007, when fuel sources started to diminish, which caused various power failures. In February of 2000, ultraviolet plasma ray detectors were shut down on both crafts to conserve power sources. Roughly 1 year later, the low-frequency radio receivers were also shut down. All went well until 2015, when data tape recorders were shut down in order to keep communication with the ground alive. Power supplies are expected to remain constant until 2020, when all of Voyager's instruments are to be shut down. And in 2025, all communication with both crafts is expected to be lost. Although the Voyagers will no longer be able to contact Earth, they will continue to embark on their journeys through space for thousands, millions, or even billions of years. The Voyagers have encountered various difficulties along their journeys, but what they have taught us was well worth the hassle. Voyager was able to accomplish what no other spacecraft had done before. They have visited places that were previously unexplored, places that were thought to be out of human reach. Both crafts will continue to explore the Milky Way galaxy, and perhaps even one day come across intelligent life elsewhere in the universe.